What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg. Welcome to another episode of Gregway. Where each and every Wednesday and Friday, you tweet me a question, you leave in the comments below, or you send me the preferred video response, and I answer it here in front of dozens of YouTube viewers. Today's question comes from Bless the Music TV. Let's see what he, she, or it has to say.
Alright, Greg, I think I have the perfect question. If you can't answer it, I'll give you a secondary option.
Heads up, if you say you have the perfect question and then give me an immediate out, probably not the perfect question.
The first question is, who's your top 5 favorite people at IGN? And I guess why, if I give a story explaining the reason.
Do you have coworkers? I'm not gonna be like, oh man, these are the 5 I like. Everybody else get the fuck out of here. Number 1, Sam Claiborne.
If you can't answer it, or you want to play the dad card, or I love all my kids equally kind of thing, then what's your top 5 favorite moments from IGN?
Ooh, okay. My top 5 moments from IGN. That's a really good one. I like that. Well, let's go. We're gonna go off the top of my head, and so that means like I don't have a list. Like right, like you asked me my 5 favorite foods. I got them ready to go. You already know wings, pizza, bagels, broccoli, sushi. Done. Answer. My top 5 moments at IGN though. Wow. You said favorite IGN moments. Favorite moments from IGN. So I'm gonna limit it to like things that are happening at IGN, right? Not like Well, I don't even know what the hell else would happen there that I wouldn't have it. But not like, well, I guess that could count. The first time I played, like, GTA or something. But, like, no, we're not going to, we'll do stuff that involves people. But in no particular order. No particular order. Alright, so one of the stories is this, it was post E3 one year. It's the same year where Colin and I got drunk and took off our shirts and sat around this IGN table and banged down the center of the table and talked about how much we loved IGN. And you've heard this story probably on Beyond before if you're a dedicated IGN fan. But if you're new, here it comes. Ryan Clements didn't come out to party that night. He stayed up in his room where he was sharing the room with Chris Roper. And Roper had gone with a whole bunch of other IGN editors to go see The Dark Knight at a midnight showing. It can coincide there with that E3. So that tells you whatever year that is. I'm too lazy to look it up right now. And so it was me, Brudvig, Clayman, and Colin. And we went up there. And I think we had Clayman knock on the door because Clements trusted and liked Clayman. And then we all hid on the sides. And then when Clements opened the door, we all ran in there. Now, it's worth pointing out, of course, what I'm driving at here is the 4 of us, we were drunk. Clements was stone cold sober. He didn't come out. He's staying in his room. And so now he's putting up with all of us being a bunch of idiots in his room hanging out. We're all being loud and obnoxious or whatever. And Colin always tells the story of the moment he thought he killed Dave Clayman when he, basically bent down and grabbed Clayman at the legs and then lifted him up and then just let go. And so Clayman just went completely over his back and fell down. And he got up, he was fine, no broken neck like we were concerned. But in the middle of this, for some reason, I forget what it was, believe it or not, my memory is kind of hazy of the night, we called Chris Roper and left a message basically that things had gotten out of control that night and Clements had broken a window, or Clayman had broken a window, and that Clements was in the bathroom spinning in a circle vomiting. And we thought it was the funniest thing in the world, and then forgot all about it. And I kind of passed out in the bed and just laid there. And it turned out that Chris Roper did not think this was a joke, and so he got out of seeing the movie at midnight, and so it's like 2:30 in the morning or whatever, because Chris Nolan, he loves those long films. And he gets the message, and he comes back just furious, just so furious. And he throws the door open, and it slams open, and I snap awake. And everybody else in the room is just like looking quietly. And he comes in, and he goes, "If there's any charges in here, I'm taking it out of all your asses." And there's just dead silence, because I couldn't tell if he was playing along with the joke or if he was really, really serious. And then he turns to Clements, and he goes, "And what's this I hear about you spinning around in a circle throwing up?" And we all lost our minds, and then clued him in that everything was okay. Worth pointing out, at this point, Clayman, I think, was in the bathroom making fake vomiting noises. So that was a fun story. Another one of my favorite IGN moments is captured on film that I'm sure I'm going to put in right over here. And it was this, we were big on this Nerf war for a while, where everybody was walking around with Nerf guns and shooting each other, and we had this bazooka that we had, and it shot one giant dart. And so everyone walked around shooting this stupid thing, and during the video that you're watching up here that you should click on and watch and give the view to IGN, Tyroot's walking around with the thing, shooting everybody, not having them expect it or whatever, and he films Dunham leaving, Jeremy Dunham, and this is like Dunham's first week at being in charge of IGN editorial, and Dunham passes and he waves, nobody knows why they're being filmed. They don't even think about it. And he passes and he's just like, "Look
you're in charge, you write the rules. Rules say I go home.
And just as he says that, Craig Harris, one of his subordinates, fires the missile and hits Dunham in the head. And Dunham got like the most angry I had ever seen him. And you see in the video, he grabs the giant plastic rocket launcher and he starts to like almost break it, and then he like restrains himself. He was so angry. A lot of these stories are us just making each other really angry. A simpler moment, or a more recent moment, of course, Podcast Beyond 300 was a huge deal for me and IGN. Of course, it's 6 years of Podcast Beyond. I've been on it since episode 1. That meant a lot to me. I organized the live event along with a whole bunch of people at IGN. But one of the big things was us getting to surprise the audience with Shuhei Yoshida, president of Sony Worldwide Studios. When I got to go backstage and then bring him out in his little picture frame, because we usually have pictures of him in the background of our things, the way the crowd reacted to that and the way everybody flipped out was just awesome. That was like one of those experiences, like just wow, we're so lucky to have this. Alright, so for a fourth one, I'm going to say the Ghostbusters Story with Dan Aykroyd. Now here's the whole thing. I'm not going to tell you the Ghostbusters Story with Dan Aykroyd. It involves this shirt. It's a really good story, but it's kind of long, and it should probably be its own video. I don't see why I'm wasting all my video ideas in one video, right? So I'll do that soon enough, and then I'll come back and I'll link the shirt. But the first day this goes live, it won't be. So somebody remind me. Ghostbusters Story, Dan Aykroyd. And then my fifth favorite moment. Now these are off the top of my head. Again, these aren't ranked. They aren't ordered. I've had 6.5 years of memories at IGN. I have a million things I love and I'm very incredibly thankful for. But when Metal Gear Solid 4 came to us was a crazy time. Jeff Haynes is going to review that for us. I am a huge Metal Gear fan. And it was one of those days where we kept refreshing the FedEx, or UPS or whatever it was, tracking site of like, where's this package, where's this package, where's this package? And finally it said delivered. And we all ran to the mailroom. And it wasn't there. Now we were in an office park. There was many floors of the building. So we talked to our mailroom guy. He didn't know what was up. He didn't come through. And like, well, sometimes they deliver to other floors. And we started doing like a floor by floor sweep of the building, trying to figure out who has this package. Come on, Petaline, get up here. Who has this package? Which is nowhere near as cute as my party. But who has this package? Where it is? None of these other floors have it. We call Konami. They're like, we can't do anything about it. Here's all the information. We call FedEx. Finally, they give us the driver's number. And like we call the driver and figure out that he delivered it to not even like in our office park, like 15, 20 minutes away in another part of another suburb of San Francisco. So little internet research, we contact that place. It was like air conditioning repair or something. And get that guy who's running that place on the phone, but he's leaving soon, but if I can be there in the next 20 minutes, he'll give it. So I get in my car and just like speed over there, blah, 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 and get there. And it was just one of those crazy like races against the clock. And this story doesn't sound much better in being told, but it was fun. It was a good time. I got there in time. Now the interesting thing is this guy knew the package had been misdelivered, but he still opened it, which I thought was super weird. Don't do that if you get somebody else's mail. Don't open it. And he's like, oh, it was games. He didn't realize, of course, that it was a huge unreleased game that was a really, really big deal, but whatever. So like I said, tip of the IGN story there. Like I said, 6.5 years there. I have a whole bunch of really good memories and really, like I said, many of these are bad memories for the people I said. Dave Clayman almost getting his neck broke, us screwing with Chris Roper, Jeremy Dunham getting shot in the head. But the other ones, kind of funny. I have a lot of them. Those were in no particular order, so, Colin, Damon, don't be offended that you didn't get mentioned here. I love you guys very, very much. And I love you. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Gregway. Remember to leave a video response with your question. Leave a comment on this video with a question. Say hey to me. I publish. Oh my God! Why do I always forget to mute this computer? Motherfucker. Like I said, these videos go live every morning, 6 a.m. Tuesday through Friday. I put something up on youtube.com/GameOverGreggy. Monday is up at noon. It goes live at noon, and I'm usually commenting on the IGN version. But Tuesday through Friday, these things go live on my channel, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I pop in to talk to you for an hour before I go to work. So come talk to me. Until then, I look forward to having a conversation with you in the next Gregway.